Top 10 Comedy TV Series on Netflix. Hello everyone. Today, we've something surprising for you. Well, it includes a list of top 10 comedy TV series on Netflix. These are our absolute favorites, probably because with all the quarantine and lockdowns, binge watching Netflix was the only way to overcome boredom. Okay, here we go. At number 10, it's the end of the world.
I'm James. I'm 17, and I'm pretty sure I'm a psychopath. When I was 9, I put my hand in a deep fat fryer. I wanted to make myself feel something.
This is one of the absolute classics that every teenager should watch. Based on the award-winning series of comic books by Charles Forsman, The End of the Fucking World invites viewers into the dark and confusing lives of teen outsiders James and Alyssa as they embark on a road trip to find Alyssa's father, who left home when she was a child. Gunshots, false claims, theft, teenagers making mistakes. This is the story of 21st century Romeo and Juliet. Number 9, it's Jane the Virgin.
Look at the flower in your hand, Jane. Notice how perfect it is. Now, mija, crumple it up.
Really, Mom?
Shh.
But this is so lame.
Mommy, shh.
Jane is a religious young Latina who is a waitress in a hotel in Miami. Her life takes a big turn for the unexpected when her doctor mistakenly artificially inseminates her during her checkup. Jane's mother, Xiomara, who became pregnant with Jane at a very young age, and is scared that Jane will be destroying her life by deciding to bring the baby to full term, while Jane's traditional religious Latina grandmother, Alba, encourages Jane to do what she chooses. Hear me out when I tell you the surrogacy goes wrong with Jane, Raphael, and his wife Surrogate. Now, the funny thing about this series is the narrator links, thinks, and gives proven points for both Jane and Raphael. This series is a classic Venezuela telenovela story when there are so many unanswered questions. Number 8, Dairy Girls.
Not actually believe this. I'm missing David Tomley's gig, Michelle.
And all because of that miniature motherfucker.
The most underrated Irish girls story, Dairy Girls, is a mix of teenagers finding love, romance, fighting crime, and visualizing the statements given by their favorite president, Joe Biden. Personally, I think it is one of the best sitcoms of Netflix comedy series. It's an Irish 1960s war series largely dependent on the critics that took place in those years. The series depicts hilarity alongside terrorism, young romance, and everything we also notice today in teenagers. At number 7, Shameless.
There were 20 bars on this block 100 years ago, each and every one of them owned by a Gallagher.
If you're thinking of moving to America without money, watch this series, which will likely change your mind. Shameless is an utter depiction of being poor in America with hilarity, chuckles, and sometimes intense drama. Intertwined stories of rich and poor people who cannot wait to move out of their restricted life. Everything in this show comes with a touch of fun, humor, and everyday life-related norms. Number 6, American Vandal.
It's just not the way I thought things were gonna go. I was gonna graduate high school, get my degree in engineering.
American Vandal is too funny to be dark. The story is real, but the jokes are funnier. American Vandal is a half-hour true crime satire that explores the aftermath of a costly high school prank that left 27 faculty cars vandalized with phallic images. Over the course of the 8-episode season, an aspiring sophomore documentarian, Peter Maldonado, investigates the controversial and potentially unjust expulsion of Dylan Maxwell, the troubled senior accused of the school vandalism. Number 5, the unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Hey, Kimmy, you want me to be your mirror now? Nah, I'm good. I can see myself if I move fast enough.
Strong, independent, and unbreakable, Kimmy Schmidt is truly not so sunny. The cast is not so bright emotionally, but they're ready to help Kimmy focus on the wider aspects of life, like finding the most outdated slang of the century, or how to kill a robot sleeping with your husband, if you have any. Number 4, the cult hit Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
What's going on here? What are you doing?
Captain, hey, nothing, just eating some marshmallows. Care for one?
Marshmallow.
comedy with a touch of everyday crime-solving stories. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, sit back and hold on your tummies for the most laughable series of the 21st century. Ray is an eccentric who is set up with an odd group of people, solving crimes in New York City. The acting is delivered perfectly and convincing. Before we move forward, subscribe to my channel to know more about the series. Have you already watched the comedy series I will be mentioning in the video? I bet you haven't. Number 3, the long-running sitcom The Big Bang Theory.
No problem. I'll be back before this banana hits the ground. Zoom, 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 zoom! Zoom, 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 zoom!
There is no overtime for Big Bang Theory. Leonard and Sheldon are both brilliant physicists working at Caltech in Pasadena, California. They are colleagues, best friends, and roommates. Although, in all capacities, their relationship is always tested, primarily by Sheldon's regimented, deeply eccentric, and non-conventional ways. If you haven't checked this series out, we highly recommend it. At number 2, it's Schitt's Creek.
David, what are we—
Shut up.
You shut up.
You shut up.
You shut up?
You shut up.
Our personal favorite in this series, that father and son Eugene and Daniel Levy produced together that won them a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Comedy Series. This hilarious, daily humorous war of newly poor, rich spoiled brats, Alexis and David, makes into our everyday go-to comedy series. Last but not least, at number 1, Friends.
I always do that. I was in her home ec class.
And he was my best student.
Yeah, she was my best teacher.
Forever loved, unmatched, and unthinkable humor among 6 friends living in the same building for over 11 years makes it the most watchable series. Friends is a mix of love, care, humor, humor, humor. I don't know how to stress this enough, but trust me when I tell you this, Friends is unmatched. That's it for today, guys. I hope you liked our list of the top 10 comedy series on Netflix. Let us know in the comments below which are your top lists of stomach-aching, go-to comedy shows, and subscribe to our channel.